Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker, shills, debt slicers, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And let's go to the USA and talk about Donald Trump and his complete reversal on his stated policies about Israel early in his campaign. And we're seeing a lot of this with Trump. He's backpedaling on a lot of things. He's moving more to the center, and that's one of the reasons why, in spite of all the fear out there and all the irrationality, all the speculation, and even all the claims that we have this horrible presidency that hasn't even started yet. In spite of all that, like I say, I think I see Trump moving to the center, and a lot of these policies are going to get watered down, and we're going to probably end up with a lot of things in the U.S. and domestic and foreign policy that are reminiscent of things we've already seen. So that's what I'm driving at here. But one of the more dramatic turnarounds, of course, has been Trump's attitude towards Israel and the Palestinians, and it's very disappointing to see this, and it portends of things to come. We see these kind of complete reversals. Back in February during the campaign, Donald Trump was claiming to be neutral. He wanted to make a peace deal, and he thought that both sides had some issues, and was going to be an objective player, and that's what we need. And in fact, it was so dramatic that Trump was talking to say, well, let's remember that he had a almost adversarial relationship going into the AIPAC, the Israeli lobby in the United States, going to their meeting and speaking before them. And there was a lot of talk about Trump abandoning Israel the same way there is about Obama abandoning Israel, which of course is nonsense. But now, you know, by the time May rolled around, Donald Trump was claiming that illegal settlements must keep moving forward. So he was already completely moving his policy to the extreme right and to the extreme right of the Netanyahu government. And now he's talking about, of course, an embassy move to Jerusalem as a priority, and also talking about scuttling the Iran deal, which is very unfortunate considering the Iran deal was one of the best accomplishments of the Obama administration. And the fact is, from everything that's been reported, they have been honoring this agreement for a year to the letter. But some other moves by Trump show that he's certainly moving far to the right. He's appointed Jared Kushner as a Middle East negotiator, and he's also a fundraiser for the Israeli Defense Forces and the Israeli settlements themselves. So he's hardly going to be unbiased. And then David Friedman is now being appointed ambassador to Israel, and he's completely for the annexation of the West Bank and no two-state solution. And then we bring in some of these real incendiary figures like General Michael Flynn, and talks about bringing John Bolton on. And the Trump policy towards Israel just makes a complete and utter turnaround. And they realize this in Israel. The right wing in Israel is expecting an immediate and drastic change to U.S. Policy towards Israel. And Education Minister Naftali Bennett, who admittedly is a more extreme element in the Israeli government, has said that, quote, the era of the Palestinian state is dead, unquote. And Benjamin Netanyahu is overjoyed, of course, considering his relationship with Obama over the last years. But the right-wing Israelis relate to Donald Trump and a lot of his policies, especially involving Muslims. But now we have, like I say, not really going to help the peace process, and Trump is hardly going to be the neutral negotiator that he talked about earlier in the campaign. And now he's going to give in to the Netanyahu Israeli government more than ever, because it's going to cause some serious problems in that region. If the U.S. Embassy is moved from Tel Aviv, the capital of Israel, now to Jerusalem, which Israeli state wants to declare Israel a Jewish state and have Jerusalem as its capital. And right now, Jerusalem represents an international city that's open for a very important religious site for Muslims and Christians alike. And so they definitely need to keep that city open. But anyway, and then of course for Trump to encourage these illegal settlements, they've been condemned by the UN for years, and are one of the major impediments to any sort of peace settlement. The settlements have to stop. This is Palestinian land, and it needs to stop now and land be divided up between Israel and Palestine into a two-state solution. But as long as the Israelis continue to build these settlements, this Palestinian land will be gobbled up to the point where the two-state solution will only involve Israel and Gaza. Israel's ultimate plan, of course, is to annex the West Bank and Jerusalem. And so, anyway, so I don't know what else to say. It's a very disappointing, like I say, for Trump to complete turnaround. It was very encouraging, and now we're going to see the idea of a two-state solution probably evaporate, and the violence will continue in that region because if Trump is going to give the Netanyahu and the right-wing government Israel free rein, then there's nothing really to stop them. So very bad development. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too?